everybody.
Looking
We
good.
had technical difficulties there. Thanks for bearing with us. We are back, and it looks like it
And
worked.
we're back right in time because
Right.
the draft just started, and Christian McCaffrey is going on the board.
A draft with real
Is-
humans.
Let's see. The projected value by Yahoo is $64, but his average bid is about 72.5, which tells you that Yahoo don't know what the hell it's saying on projections.
Well, it's saying people will bid more for the guys they like.
That's what but it's not saying that. It's projecting him lower than what he's going to actually go for.
Oh yeah, this is
when the
working
average
way
is
better.
higher.
Yeah, but I think the projection drives. Oh, this is working good. I think the projection drives the value, especially early on.
Oh, I could see that.
Because who knows?
But those projections, those averages are probably just going to keep going up as people are like, well, it's $1 more. It's $1 more.
Yeah.
And then in June, he's going to go for $95.
I guess so.
Or August, not June. We're not going back in time.
I guess I got Christian McCaffrey for 70. Okay.
You know what? Christian McCaffrey for 70. I was actually debating trying to start one of these drafts. Maybe next week I'll make a point of getting Christian McCaffrey and then seeing what I go from there. Getting one of the top 5 guys. He's the only top 5 guy I really like. I like Kamara. Actually, that's a lie. I like a lot of the top 5 guys. I don't want to spend that money on them though. Like 54 for Kelsey though is not bad actually if you consider him your wide receiver 1, just from a positional advantage.
Yeah. Now I have to go for my second guy for 45 because I want to end up with 115 of my top 2 guys. I can go anywhere from 30 to 60. But if I have $130 spent off the bat, that's obviously a lot harder to work with. We are getting no errors.
That's a good thing, and it looks like everything's running good.
Yeah.
So one thing Tony said, Tony from our Discord's in here, he has not done an auction draft. What I will tell him to do is check out, well, actually, I'll let Evan pitch it because it says baby.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you start, and I'll fill in.
Well, barbecue draft auction draft strategy.
Hey, Terminator.
Hello, Terminator.
Are you in this auction, Terminator?
Are you in this auction or are you just watching?
We've got 11 real humans in here. And it looks like the bot's going to drop a fucking change on a guy, so that's good. Nobody wanted Ezekiel Elliott anyway.
He went for $59, so someone wanted him.
Anyway,
who am I going to nominate, though? That's the question. I'm going to nominate a guy that I've already told you guys I think is going for too much and I don't care for. Jonathan Taylor. I saw someone comments that they feel like he's got Trent Richardson syndrome, that he just will run into the backs of his offensive linemen, which is the thing I saw last year. That kind of scares me.
I saw it early, but I
don't
see it
want
at the end.
Zeke. Not at his price, honestly. Talking
to
Terminator,
I saw
he says, who doesn't want Zeke?
thing early, but I didn't see it at the end. By the end, he had figured it out. He was running head up. He was looking for holes. He was not Trent Richardsoning.
Yeah, he was. He definitely finished the year stronger, but it's a small enough sample size that I'm nervous about him, is what I will say.
We have all 12 humans in the room. Woo! That's awesome.
Hell yeah. But Jonathan Taylor's not a guy I'm targeting on my teams, so I love to nominate him early.
Yeah, that's a great
Dalvin
strategy.
Cook is still available.
Tony,
Terminator, you never answered. Are you in this? Are you actually in this draft?
Yeah, and who are you? Also, yeah, Tony, you generally it's widely accepted that we want to nominate players that will go for high value that we don't want. Clog up a roster spot in somebody else's roster, get as much money out of the pot as possible. You'll hear some real left field stuff like nominate a kicker early. That way you might get him, or you might get another dollar out of the pot. Those don't hold up to mathematical scrutiny.
Well, we're glad you're watching, Terminator. Yeah, basically, there's a finite amount of money that can be spent on players, and top-tier players are going to take the most money out of the pool. The more money that's gone, the better values you're going to get in the middle of the draft on players. And auctions are nice because you can get everyone you want if you play it right. Well, not necessarily everyone, but you have to make choices.
Yeah, that's what I like about auctions. Is 90% of the guys I just don't like, and 10% of the guys I want to marry. I want to convert to homosexuality, and and then marry them. And then and auction just lets me ignore the guys I don't like. And well, I need to back up the truck here. I'm not saying homosexuality is something you can convert to. That was just a humorous joke. Okay, now that I'm here, uh, uh, I can do that with auction.
Guys,
That's one of the
watch
things,
the
yeah.
stream live as Evan cancels himself.
Don't shred on me. Welcome. It's nice to see you in the chat again.
That's Tony.
That's Tony? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we were explaining things to him, and he's saying it makes sense to him.
Too bad. Terminator's not in the draft. I like when people are in the draft. Yeah, and we can talk about their picks and stuff. But I like that all 12 people in the draft are here.
Yeah, and they're active. Joe Mixon for $28. I'm going to be honest. I don't even like him that much, but if I can get him for $30, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I won't. Yeah. That's a little bit too cheap because as down on him as I am, he was hurt last year. He's a volume guy, and I think the running game's going to open up a lot in Cincinnati because Joe Burrow is the truth. And that receiving core might be the best receiving core in football, top to bottom.
Yeah, and I budget 35 for my flex running back. Joe Mixon's fine as a flex running back because when he has a tough matchup,
exactly,
put somebody else in. Yeah.
But now that he's at 38, I'm way less interested because he's still Joe Mixon, and he has hurt me badly before.
He went to Freaky Lizard. I don't think Freaky Lizard is a football absurdist, but he's in half of our drafts. He's a guy. He's part of the reason why I changed my name to Football Absurdity. I actually changed it to Discord, but I guess it didn't show up. I'm hoping I can get him or her into Discord because they're cool. And a lot of times when I'm trawling, when I get in the draft room and then with 2 minutes left, I move back 15 minutes. A lot of times she'll see me do that and move back with me, and so we'll get a snowball effect and fill a room. So.
Ooh.
Now they have
all right. Well, Terminator, your boy Delvin Cook is on the board, and I am definitely looking at him because Delvin Cook, I'm trying to think of who's the offensive lineman they drafted. Was it theirs? Tony, you'll probably know off the top of your head. Who's the left tackle that the Minnesota Vikings drafted in the first round? I will also try Googling this and see if I can figure it out.
Yeah, this is too much for me. It's a good value still, but.
Fit 62 it is a good value, but he's not the guy I'm looking at. It's what are we doing here?
Here, let me open this up so people can see what's happened so far. This is the whole draft so far.
Darisaw, thank you. I feel like that was such a great addition because Minnesota, honestly, Delvin Cook has done really well with a really poor offensive line. Darisaw only makes that line better and it's going to give Cook better opportunities. So $70, I like that price, or $69. The one thing I will say, for an extra $1 getting Christian McCaffrey, that makes it seem like a steal to me. I feel like Derrick Henry should be right around this price range too.
I'm going to redo my settings. Sorry, everyone. I guess these settings. OBS is very clearly an open source product. You can sometimes always tell. So sorry about that, everyone. I'm fixing her up.
So once you're done fixing her up, I'd love to see you give a breakdown on barbecue strategy to the guys who are paying attention right now.
Sure. A lot of people like to be fluid because every auction is different. But I've done so many auctions that I found out that actually there's a unifying thing to all of them, and that's you can get wide receiver 2s, starting around the wide receiver 15 to 20 range, for a steal. So I made a whole strategy based around that, which is get 2 first-round running backs, get a $35 running back, pay $10 for quarterback, get 2 high upside quarterbacks, get a top 5 tight end for about $15, and you will still have enough money, even though it'll be like $20 total, to get 3 or 4 really good wide receivers, startable wide receivers. That's it. A lot of people don't like it because it's not flexible, but that's cool. Do you? Terminator's back. I get it. He's making a joke.
I swear, every draft, Stefon Diggs seems to be in the top 10 when it's live people just nominated. And I find that fascinating because last year Stefon Diggs was the steal of auctions. I got him for like $10.
Yeah.
Or maybe or less in almost every draft. And he ended up being, and he illustrates exactly what Evan's talking about in that wide receiver too. Like, I don't understand how his value went down when he's clearly always been a guy who's been a low end wide receiver 1, high end wide receiver 2 throughout his career, and he got to go away from Kirk Cousins, getting Josh Allen, which was a clear upgrade because Football Absurdity last year was all aboard the Josh Allen bandwagon.
Yeah, I
If
was
you paid
driving
attention to
that
us,
bandwagon.
You had Josh Allen. You heard us hyping him up. You got him for a steal, and you probably did really well in your leagues.
And I wonder whom we're going to hype up this year.
I don't know who I'm hyping up this year.
I'd like to see.
I have all the quarterbacks. The guy actually, I do know who I'm hyping up this year. That's my man Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Yep. Tony's on board with me. I think he's gone into an infinitely better situation, and he finally has a coach, an offensive-minded coach who's not straight trash.
Average salary, $2.60
for Matthew Stafford. He's going to be a league winner. He really is.
Yeah.
I mean, Cooper Kupp, Robert Woods are both wide receivers I love this year because Stafford. I mean, the big upgrade from Goff to Stafford, and the nice thing about the Rams situation too is that was the number 1 defense in football last year. They got Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald. They got a really talented defense, which Matthew Stafford's never had. I will yell at Lions fans who talk about Matthew Stafford being a stat patter because he can put up a lot of yards and points, but he always loses. Yeah, if you put up 30 points in a game, it's not your fault that you lost the game. That's
also,
your
I'm not here to win games. I'm here to win fantasy leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, the simple fact that I give for Matthew Stafford is Sean Payton managed to get Jared Goff an MVP vote. This what? Okay. So he can...
and Goff and Stafford are not on the same level.
No.
Stafford's a stud. He does it all really well. Or maybe he's not really that mobile, but his arms is so good.
Yep.
Who got my boy Kamara? $61 for Kamara, $62 for Saquon. That's a steal considering I like both of them more than I like Derrick Henry at $69.
Based on what's gone down so far, I'm feeling more confident about bidding $70 to win McCaffrey.
Both of them are the one to own. I think Cooper Kupp's gonna definitely take that Marvin Jones role. But Robert Woods is a PPR machine. He's gonna that's the nice thing about that McVay office. It's not like Kupp and Woods weren't doing things. I just think they're both going to be a little bit better. I think that I like Kupp a little bit more because I think he's going to see a lot more touchdowns. I think he's going to really just find himself in positions for those nice big plays. But really, it depends. Honestly, standard league, I'd say Kupp's the advantage. Woods is probably the PPR advantage.
Yeah, and last year's stats would bear that out. Woods was about 5 points higher. What I'm looking at on the screen now, 5 places higher than Kupp, and this is a PPR league, I believe.
Okay, this is the part of an auction draft I like. When you see a mid-tier running back nominated early, it's really interesting to see what price he goes for.
Yeah,
I love Chris Carson. Chris Carson has his injury issues, but he's always consistently the guy over in Seattle. Yeah, you can get him for $20, $25. That's a value.
He's definitely on my flex list.
Yeah.
I agree, though. Get both wide receivers in Los Angeles. Although they won't go for a steal here because Waleed and I are sharks in the water about that. So you get some weird data with these Football Absurdity drafts because we're both I'm not letting that guy go for less than market value.
Exactly.
Although I might, since I'm not really.
As much as I like Carson, he's that $30. I think I want to put it to a couple of guys that I think I can get at that price.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
But $28 for Carson is a fair price.
$28 is really kind of the high end of the flex tier, which I have in it. Let's see here. I have Dobbins, Harris, Hilaire, Montgomery, Hunt, Edmonds, Gaskin, Mike Davis. One of those guys is going to go for far less than $28, and I'll have him.
Yeah. And McLaurin is a guy that I love this year. I mean, if there's one thing Fitzpatrick does, it's air it out. Like, Ryan Fitzpatrick is the best quarterback Terry McLaurin's had in the NFL, I think, to date. I'm trying to think of anyone in Washington that would even compare. And I'm drawing a blank, so I'm going to stick with it. Like,
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick might throw some interceptions, but he's going to also throw some bombs to McLaurin. I think McLaurin's like poised to have a good breakout year. $33 for him is a really good price too. The thing is, I don't really spend money on wide receivers in auction drafts, so I kind of let him go there.
Terry McLaurin, with the garbage show that he had at quarterback last year, still finished in the top 12.
Yeah.
No, wait, I'm not sorting my fantasy points.
Did he finish in the top?
He did not finish in the top 12. Never mind. He was top 24. Okay. Sorted that wrong.
That's
now
still not bad, though,
Now I need to amend
considering
the
he played
Cooper
in
Kupp
Washington.
thing. Let's see where Cooper Kupp was. Robert Woods was top 15. Cooper Kupp was... Did Cooper Kupp get injured? Game started here. I don't know. I don't have to know everything. Kyler Murray. There's a guy where if you nominate him early, he's going to go for $15 to $20. If you nominate him late, I've seen him go for $3.
This is interesting. I'm looking at the guys who are still available and who I want to nominate, and I know who I'm going to nominate. I swear this is always my second nomination every freaking draft.
Kyler Murray?
Nope. It is my good man, Nick Chubb.
Oh, so you don't like Nick Chubb then?
I love Nick Chubb, but why would I spend like $45 to $50 on Nick Chubb when I can spend $15 on Kareem Hunt and get pretty much equal value?
You know, I actually, in my 14-team big money league auction, I spent $38 for Kareem Hunt, and I still didn't regret it.
No, because he put up the numbers. He was a low end RB1, and he was an extreme value because Nick Chubb is technically the starter.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong, I am not saying that Nick Chubb is a bad investment at $52. He's going to also be a low end RB1. Like, actually, he might even be middle. I like him to improve a little bit this year, but it's like it's dollars spent to value produced for me, and I can get that same production for pennies on the dollar if I get Kareem Hunt. So that's who I'm going to get.
I have their stats open here on the screen for the viewers to see, but just so you know, Waleed, in PPR, Kareem Hunt scored 0.2 fewer points than Nick Chubb.
Yeah. That's and he went for like $40 less. That's something that's a huge advantage in your auction leagues. And right now, Nick Chubb, $60 is what he's going for. So I just pulled $60 out of the pool for a running back I wasn't going to spend.
And Aaron Jones is still, and Eckler and Akers are still there, so it's not like he was last in tier.
So right now, I'm also noticing the only three people actually four of us, haven't spent any money. It's me, Tony, Carl, and who is Greg the Bunny?
I don't know, but they're sure like really, really obscure. Who produced that?
I don't know what Greg the Bunny is.
It's an old show by the guy who co-produced. The guy who produced King of the Hill that wasn't Mike Judge made a TV show with a bunny called Greg the Bunny. It lasted like 4 episodes.
Interesting. Was it? I'm guessing
Greg
it
Daniels.
wasn't good, or maybe it was.
Greg Daniels. It was a live action.
Or was it good and just too smart for its time?
Never saw an episode.
Eugene Levy?
It was live action with a talking rabbit.
Of course, Tony knows the obscure thing.
What is it, Eugene Levy?
You know what? Eugene Levy, that's a selling point for me. I love Eugene Levy. Patrick Mahomes is going to go for $30 here, I'm predicting. There's always someone who will spend way too much money on a quarterback.
Brett has left the room, so we just keep bidding him up. Eventually, the bot will
Is it going to be Brett?
A garbage amount of money on him.
Yeah.
And I'd like to point out Brett already has a quarterback, but the computer doesn't care.
No, it doesn't. It's anyone who's worried about machines taking over the world just needs to go into an auction draft and watch it auto draft. And you'll know that they don't have the intelligence to actually take over.
One of the greatest feats in fantasy history was when last year in the 14-team league where Jeff had to auto draft because we have a 14-team auction experts league, and Jeff had to auto draft because we had a beer shits technicality Jeff had to handle, and it
Oh
auto
my
drafted
God.
him the biggest piece of garbage team I've ever seen. It had 3 defenses, and one of them was Seattle, and Jeff somehow took that team and traded and worked the wire and managed to win the league. That was
that's not a cupcake league either. This
No.
is like football absurdity experts. These are guys who write about fantasy football,
It's
who live and breathe it.
It's 14-team auction superflex too, so it's cutthroat. There's not a lot of room for error.
It's such a difficult league. The fact that he had managed to win on an auto-drafted team, the only auto-drafted team in an auction, which puts you at a severe disadvantage.
It was bizarre.
Yeah, Jeff Crisco
It
was
was
my
heroic.
hero
It was heroic.
when it comes to fantasy football.
Who ended up spending 26 on Pat Mahomes?
Greg DeBunny.
All right.
He likes ketchup on his steak, I guess.
Yep.
Okay, so Brett's going 36 on Tyreek Hill, which I fault. Freaky Lizard also going hard. I'll tell you what, the team he's trying to build is interesting though. He's not gonna have money for anything else if he gets Hill, but he'll have Hopkins, Mixon, and Cook, which isn't a bad core.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that Greg DeBunny wants Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's got Patrick Mahomes. I can kind of dig it. You double dip. That's a combination that could really just dominate weeks. But it's also one of those that if Patrick Mahomes has a bad week, then you're completely screwed.
A wide receiver with number 1 overall upside potential, but for $40, it's pretty good.
Yeah, and especially when you have the number 1 quarterback in fantasy. Like it's not a bad route to go in an auction. The thing is, he's gonna have to really make sure he has the right running backs. Like he's gonna need some upside guys.
Let me check in on
to
my
make
son.
up for going that route.
Hey, Calvin Ball, what you doing? Okay. My wife's out with my other son buying fireworks.
Nice.
Because like 9
Is it still 1 billion degrees over in your area?
Oh, thank God. It's like 80.
Yeah.
God. And I finally got my guy over to fix the air conditioner. I called up a bunch of air conditioner companies, and the earliest they could come out was late August.
That is insanity.
Luckily, I have a guy. You know how everybody's got a guy. I have a guy.
You have a guy for everything, man.
Yeah, well, it's the same guy. Same guy will fix anything for $20. So he finally came out, and he's taking a look. He may have already fixed it.
Now, you'll notice that Tony bid Calvin Ridley, nominated him. That was definitely an attack on me. That is him knowing that Calvin Ridley is my guy. That's the problem. When people also know your guys. Yeah, you see, he said it. Nominating Ridley is absolutely Waleed bait. Except I'm not going to spend that much money on a wide receiver, as I've said.
Is Tony the one who submitted that Startup Dynasty article to Football Absurdity?
It is. He did. It's been published. It's a really good thing. It's a great article. Yeah, it's already published. It's already out there. In fact, I'm trying to think of how to link it. Tony, link it into chat. Tony.
I got it.
So I know you have the hot link to that.
What day was it produced?
I think it was produced yesterday or today, one of the two. But basically, Tony was doing his first Dynasty startup, and he saw everyone was playing a long-term game, and he talked about how he made the choice to pivot, because that's an important thing to do in any kind of fantasy draft, no matter where you're at, is if everyone's doing one thing, you need to change your strategy, because otherwise you're going to lose value.
I don't know how to link it because I don't want to open Twitch. I'll just open Twitch for a second.
There you go.
I don't want Beta Lord Twitch, although Beta Lord is a great follow if you like watching the dude play video game.
No, but basically, you got to be able to pivot in a draft. You can't just do what everyone else is doing. And I got my first player off the board.
Oh,
I was just for $41.
I was distracted by doing an article. Oh, I got Aaron Jones or Kamikers. Okay, I'd rather have Aaron Jones for 41 than Kamikers for 46, but I'll take either one.
Yeah. But yeah, if you guys are doing Dynasty, this is a great read. I enjoyed it. It's informative without being stuffy. Very fun read. Tony, really good job. That was a good first article for us.
Thanks, Tony.
And hopefully not the last. Let's see here. Najee Harris. Oh, he's so tempting to me right now. But But now that I know that I got my first running back, I cannot. Najee Harris. Oh, I'm gonna let you guys spend money because I think he's gonna go for 45, 50.
Najee Harris
is a very popular. He's a very popular rookie, and rightfully so. He's the number one rookie in dynasty leagues right now by most consensus rankings.
That was a great nomination right there.
Yeah. And rightfully so. Was it Jeff who had that stat like a couple years ago about Pittsburgh? No like team has their lead running back run 20 plus carries a game more than Pittsburgh. So Najee Harris, by virtue of the opportunities he's going to get, plus the fact that he just has no competition on that team, is going to be a volume guy. So $40 actually is a pretty good price for him.
I want to nominate Sanders, but because it's almost all humans, I don't think anyone's going to bid much for him. So I won't get that much money out of the pot.
Yeah, I don't know. But if Sanders goes cheap, I'm going to take him. So I'm not really worried about that. Oh, my God. And I just got CEH for 34. I just got my top two running backs for under 100, which I did not think was going to happen. Right now, I feel like I'm crushing this draft. CEH going into his second year on one of the best offenses. I just think that he's going to – I love him as a breakout player, and I think people are down on him because they were so hyped on him last year. CEH is one of my guys. I don't even know how I can lose this draft at this point. Aaron Jones, CEH is a great 1-2 combination.
Tony's on the board.
I know you had CEH indicated as a flex. When you said it, I was like, he's a low-end RB1 in my board. So
Tony has gotten his first mock auction player in Tony history.
Oh, J.K. Dobbins for $35? That's not a bad price for Dobbins.
He got him with a jump bid, too, which is a subject of intense debate about football absurdity. Jump bids. Are they a good idea? Do they work? I say no.
Yeah,
Waleed says
you don't
yes.
care for them, but
we both have solid arguments. So
yeah, no, but the one thing I want to say about J.K. Dobbins that I like too is just that offense. He's going into his second year, and no one runs the football more than Baltimore. They are committed to it. So no one that you're going to get a guy who's going to get those opportunities, who's a very talented, young, athletic guy, and he's got room to grow. Because Dobbins was solid in the second half last year. I really like that. I think that was a solid first pickup.
And Carl, Big Plastic T on our Discord, is the last horse out of the gate here with Justin Sherbert for 9.
Ooh, Devontae Adams. Good news, everyone. If you were wondering about whether Aaron Rodgers was going to opt out, he didn't, because he never was. I feel like people outside who were not fans of the NFC North were like, is Rodgers going to do something? And all of us, like Bears fans, Lions fans, Vikings fans, are like, no, Aaron Rodgers is going to haunt us forever. There's no way. This is just like false hope to make us think things will be better. But I don't even need false hope anymore because I have the truth that is named Justin Fields. I've never been more excited for a Bear quarterback in my life. I was not that excited for Cutler. I was not that excited for Trubisky. I had to talk myself into Trubisky. But Justin Fields, oh my God. I know we're not talking. He's not even going to go in this auction draft, but he's going to be amazing. Who am I nominating here, guys? You know what? I'm going to nominate Miles Sanders because you mentioned it before. Let's see what he goes for, if he's going to be able to be a decent value. Because I'll tell you what, for $20, I think Miles Sanders is interesting. Oh, Tony. Yeah, Tony's also a Bears fan, so he's saving all his money.
Yeah.
See, because look at that. Miles Sanders for $17. Okay, now he's at 18. That's not a bad price. Like, I'll take him for 25, especially as my third running back. In fact, I just said I would, so I'm going to put the bid in. Because he's another guy who I don't think has a lot of competition. He's got PPR value. And Michael P. kind of feeling the same thing. Miles Sanders with Jonathan Taylor and McLaurin, not a bad combination. You're going to get some value. Now he's at the point, though, where he's starting to go a little bit more than I want to. There are running backs I like on the board. I'm happy with this nomination because I've gotten money out of the pool. I've gotten a running back that I like but don't love. Like, I like him at the right price, which is basically how I feel about a lot of auction guys. Like, I don't necessarily take people off my board ever. I just have them valued at what I think they'll produce.
He ended up getting $34 out of the pot, so and whereas Mike,
which I think is about $10 more than he's worth.
Oh yeah, my CEH nomination only got 33, so I was not correct to second guess myself.
Yeah, if anything, like it isn't. CEH and Miles Sanders went for the same price when I think CEH is superior. Ooh. Oh, I know who's my next nomination is going to be if I have the chance. But I have a feeling that the board's going to take that decision away from me. Where's Kyle Pitts going right now? He went for how much? $8 to Freaky Lizard. Not a bad price, but the problem is rookie tight ends. That's the big gamble with him.
Yeah.
However, no Julio means that I think he's going to be in a position to get some real opportunities. And there's no denying, like, Pitts' athletic ability. Like, he's just a freak of nature. He's got everything.
Carl says
this
is an interesting draft. Carl, I don't disagree with you, but what's interesting about you specifically?
Speaking of Julio Jones, I don't know how I feel about Julio this year. I can't tell if he's overvalued or undervalued. A lot of the times I'm not making plays for Julio Jones because, well, I don't think that I actually don't feel like this RB average is as high as it normally is.
If you'll notice projected salary, 30, average salary 17.5. Julio Jones right there this year, he's wide receiver 15 in Yahoo's rankings. He's right where on average the bottom drops out of the wide receiver market. So if the bottom's dropped out, I get him. If the bottom hasn't dropped out and $22 is not quite dropout territory, I don't.
Tony says, when someone with a Radiohead song as a username calls your draft interesting, it's interesting.
Isn't the Radiohead song Fake Plastic Tree?
It is Fake Plastic Tree.
So Carl's doing some next level stuff with his username.
I don't know. Then again, yeah, it is fake. Yeah. No, it's still a play on words. I think we all know where he got the fake plastic tee from. Is that where you got it from, or is there different? Is it from somewhere else that something even more obscure? Well, I don't know that Fake Plastic Tree is that obscure. That's like their first album, right?
It was a radio hit.
Yeah. Austin Eckler going for 40. That's actually a really good price.
Yeah, I tried to click 40 there at the end, and I missed it by a split second. This guy got nominated way too early to be going.
I'm so mad about it.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb has been getting nominated really late. And I swear every last week when we were doing it, my phone kept lagging. And so I just would lose on bids for guys I wanted. Got a D+ on that draft because I missed on guys, but
projected salary $23, average salary 8.6.
Yeah. I don't know if that's still really popular. Finally, I got myself a CeeDee Lamb in one of these auctions.
Nice.
$20, solid price, because I think he's going to end the year as a wide receiver 1, top 10 guy. What was it you were saying? Wasn't he the number 8 wide receiver before Dak went out last year?
He was, if you extrapolate his season to 16 games, after his first 6 games, he was top 6, I believe. Maybe top 4. It was pretty ridiculous.
And this was the guy I was going to nominate to try to get some money out of the pool. George Kittle. I like Kittle. It is the second album. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited about my team right now.
A bunch of people
Pretty
scrambling
much.
to get in there.
Yeah. The fact that CeeDee Lamb went before A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Justin Jefferson is insane to me.
Yeah, it's rough.
I will say, I think this means that the third running back I really like, I'm not going to end up getting but that's okay because I got my top 2 running back like targets, like the guys that I had at a certain price for production value, and I can't help but be really excited about it. What are your thoughts on Adam Thielen, guys? That's what I want to know, because I think he's interesting. Going for $13, I was too busy talking about him. I don't know that I should have let him go for that price.
Oh, what did I miss? Thielen went for 13. Where was I?
That's what I was just asking. What are your thoughts on Thielen? Your thoughts were it was more important to grab a beer than to go after Adam Thielen.
Yeah.
I can't tell if I like him. He's another guy. He's at that age where he might really drop off, but at the same time, like at that price, I think Thielen is an amazing value. And Carl's doing what he always does. I've noticed this when we've had him in these drafts. He always seems to have the biggest pool of money, so he's going to get a bunch of mid-tier guys that aren't necessarily mid-tier guys, but all the money's out of the pool, and he's going to target a whole bunch of guys that he likes. I'm really curious to see how Carl's team is going to end up.
Yeah, it's really useful for giving a stress test to barbecue strategy, because if there's a couple guys sitting on over $100 when the wide receiver 2s start getting whittled down, is it really going to go for a steal?
Yeah, and I like Tony just said for PPR he thinks that Adam Thielen will crush with coverage shaded towards Jefferson. He likes him a lot, but yet did not actually put money towards him. He let him go. So how much do you really like him, Tony? That's what I want to know. Who ended up getting him at that price? Michael P. I want to look at Michael P's team right now because he's got 60 left. He's got Thielen, McLaurin, Sanders, and Taylor. He still has about $60 left. That's not a bad core. All right. Montgomery's not going for... Okay, there we go. I was like, you're not going at, like, that cheap a price. I saw him going at 4. He had cold feet. And that's the other thing. You can't be... Here's the thing you have to remember, Tony. I know this is your first auction. You can't take the money with you. And there's a certain point where you end up, like... If you end up, like, with $10 left, it's not as big a deal. I know, Evan, that's blasphemy to you. You should not have any money left over. But,
if you have to bid $15 on Tucker, do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Tony's surprised that you don't get to take these fake dollars with you. He was ready to go Scrooge McDuck style on virtual money. Yeah, this does not translate to Bitcoin.
Oh, this is my kid's doctor. I gotta take this. I will
Okay.
be off screen. I'll be off mic.
All right. Well, then I will keep a running commentary going. Don't you worry about
Appreciate
it, man.
you. Thank you.
Ooh, Allen Robinson going for $18 right away. I thought that big jump was going to come from Tony because, as we know, we're big fans. I believe Justin Fields will be the day one starter in Chicago. I don't see how Andy Dalton can beat him out. And I think Allen Robinson is going to be a star. I am really high in Robinson. But I'm also a Bears homer, so I cannot be trusted to be unbiased about it. I'm kind of wondering if Greg DeBunny is also a Bears homer because he's got David Montgomery and Allen Robinson.
And I'm back. Thank you.
Ooh.
For the first time.
Well, you missed Allen Robinson going really hard. We've decided Greg DeBunny is a Bears homer. He's got David Montgomery and Allen Robinson.
Jeez, there's like 3 Bears homers.
DK Metcalf going for 39 right now. Ooh, that's not bad. Honestly, there's like a lot of money out of the pool, but the fact that Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown still around,
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm kind of excited. I think I might end up I might have to veer and not worry about my third running back because I might rather just have a stud guy.
Yeah,
But
I might pivot to 2020 barbecue strategy, which is that as well.
Yeah, because if I can get like a guy who I think will be a top 3 receiver, and I'm talking about either AJ Brown or Justin Jefferson, and I can get him for like that $35 range, that's a steal.
My son's doctor I just got off the phone. For the first time since March, he has a clean bill of health.
Hell yeah! Congratulations. For those of you who might not know that, actually, this isn't my place to say. I'll let Evan say.
Yeah, my son's had a rough 3 months.
Yeah.
He spent 12 days in the hospital, not consecutively, and it has been really stressful after a stressful pandemic. And so, I'm feeling a little woozy from relief. Right now, it's nice to have one less thing to worry about. All right. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with this room.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Fantastic. And Carl gets his third player. Keenan Allen for $24 is a freaking steal. $23. I feel like everyone still acts like Keenan Allen's this injury-prone guy, even though he hasn't been injured in years.
Yeah.
He's got like and I didn't even think about it. You got Justin Herbert, so you got the double dip there too.
Herbert's second year too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I think that's going to be tremendous value for you there.
Yeah. Before we move on, fun story about my son. He had some weird symptoms. That didn't add up. He had a pain in his side one evening that went away with some Pepto-Bismol, and he had high blood sugar the next morning, and he was weak before he ate breakfast, which those 3 things are known. I was like, none of this is really that concerning, but because his health had been a little rough the past month, I'm like, let's just go to the emergency room anyway. So we go to the emergency room, and the emergency room doctor, who I want to know his name so I can shame him. I don't think I have that paperwork anymore. Anyway, he says, no, I can't explain this, but his tests are all fine. So I go home, and I'm like, I don't know. And so, you know how it is a parent. You know when your kid's just not right, and I'm like, something's not right. So I make an appointment with his pediatrician. That's what pediatrician, who's like one of the women I most respect, one of the people I most respect in the whole world, like top 5 favorite people of all time. She comes in to her office. We're waiting there. She greets me. She turns and looks at Calvin for like 5 seconds. He turns to me and goes, you know where the Children's Hospital emergency room is? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, yeah, that's where you're going. So she then ordered an X-ray, and after seeing the X-ray, called an ambulance. And so his lung had fully filled up with fluid, and he had pneumonia. So I'm glad I took him to see her, and I'm glad I had her in my life because that saved his life. And now, you want to say something, Calvin?
I want my Lego set.
Yes, I'm going to do the Lego set tomorrow for 4th of July. The one you bought.
You said I could have it today.
Okay, well, remind me. You do this thing where you're like, don't remind me. And you act like, give Calvin his Lego set anywhere on my list of chores. Right above, talk to your doctor. That's the priority here, Legos. Anyway, that's
so
my son.
One thing I love to point out here is, as I've said, with the problem with Tony, who's a guy I'm friends with and who I talk football with, is he is also knows the guys that I like and likes the same people because, he's a smart guy. He likes who I like. Guys get bit up too much. I knew I wasn't getting Swift. He's a guy I love this year. Tony also says he's going to use his leftover FAAB money for that Lego set. So
you can just apply those Legos directly to the bottoms of my feet, Tony. Just take them out of the box and stick them right on my feet.
That's way up.
Oh, Claypool went for
Oh,
7.
damn it. I clicked to. I hit the offer thing. I didn't even notice Claypool was going.
Yeah,
We're too busy yabbing away over here,
that's
and
what
Carl
happens.
is ninjaing steals.
Which is
$8
fine.
for
Which is
Claypool
fine
is
because
a
that
bargain.
simulates the being drunk at an actual auction nicely. Which you got to learn to play around. Because these go
Yeah.
long and we get drunk. Or Wally.
We know
something
Evan
else.
is a huge Raiders fan, so he's going to be all in on Josh Jacobs here.
Something's wrong with Josh Jacobs. He was running scared last year. I had him last year, and he was running scared. And after he finished number 1 in the league after week 1, but after that he was never quite right. Then they bring in Drake, who sucks as a player, but still, it's like, what's going on? I don't think he's going to have the role he once had. Although it seems like everyone else is figuring that out too, since his average salary is $16.
Yeah. But right now he's going for 27. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about Jacobs, but I feel like he should be better than he has been. I'm kind of gun shy on him. Let's see what running backs are left that I really like. You know what? I don't have my third running back left. Ooh, and there's not a lot of guys left, so I might have to be serious about who I start targeting. Well, we'll see.
Cowbell?
Let's see who Carl's going to nominate. I'm excited about this.
I got you, bud.
Oh,
Just
he's
ask
going
me, Mom.
A.J. Brown?
Even though I'm
Really?
Even though I'm on camera, Mom's not here, so you can just ask me. Yeah, you can interrupt it. And it's fun TV. Wow, that's probably why it's not working. You can take it somewhere else. Actually, would you take it to the laundry room because I'm on camera? More importantly, I'm on mic. Thank you. We normally just do. We have to go into the bathroom and close the door to the pencil sharpener when we're doing homework because the other twin is like, that is the most annoying pencil sharpener. I buy the cheapest, most poorly manufactured products on the planet, and yeah.
So A.J. Brown went for $42. Football Absurdity consensus right now. Did you just mute yourself? Oh, no. I'm looking at the stream, and I just realized it's on a lag. Anytime I see Evan talking and I don't see anything, I panic for a second because I don't know how technology.
No, I got my levels on my screen, so I'll know right away.
42. He still went for a decent price, is what I'll say. But also kind of a bargain if you consider like how some of the first receivers went. Because Football Absurdity, like I think the majority of us feel like he's the wide receiver 1 this year.
Yeah. Jeff and Walker both have him as their number 1 overall wide receiver.
I have him in my top 3.
I don't know where I have him. I'll have to check my rankings. Oh, I can do that by simply searching 2021 fantasy football auction values. We finally got to the top of Google search engines.
Oh, hell yeah. And I just got Myles Gaskins for $15. It's my number 3 running back. So I feel good about like my running back core. And I kind of cut you off there. Sorry. I got too excited about Myles Gaskins. I think he was like the last running back I really like left. So.
No, I was just noting that I can actually pull up my fantasy football auction values really easily by just typing in 2021 fantasy football auction values in Google because we finally got to the top of that search term. It took us a lot longer than usual. That's annoying.
And here's the thing. If you feel like you overpaid for Jacobs, that probably means that you probably underpaid on Swift or Eckler. Is how I would look at that too, especially since you had the money to do it. Because what was the difference in price here? So you got Josh Jacobs. He was $27. I don't know if that's necessarily an overpay, but let's see, Eckler $39, and who was the other one you said that you missed on? Swift $28. So you could have gotten him like you could have $1 less. You spent $1 less for Josh Jacobs, but if in my opinion. Swift is the much better player.
I have A.J. Brown tied for first with 7 other guys. That's the beauty of auction. I'm going to throw it just $35, and if one of those guys dips to $35, well, I'm saying if you want a wide receiver 1, I don't. But if you do, I say throw out $35 in one of the top 7 guys and see if you get them. Just see if it bites. Makes ranking really, really easy to cheese the rankings. Where I'm like, I don't have a number one. Technically, it's 7 guys. Who knows?
40 was my cutoff on Jefferson. I was hoping I'd be able to get him in there, even though it would have kind of messed with how my normal strategy is. But at the same time, like, at least he didn't go for undervalue, I think. Although he's still a little bit of a bargain, I think, for what he's going to be.
Oh, is my wife back? Oh, my wife's back. I want to see what fireworks. We'll do this on camera. Hey, you got fireworks? Let's see here.
Puppets, campaign party poppers,
Okay, let me show this thing. So we got fireworks.
Who can I?
One of the benefits to
Dark Knight.
living in Washington State is like 90% of the land is Native American reservations. So it's really easy to get some good fireworks. Let's see, we've got color smoke bombs, noise things that you light on fire.
Noisy kitty.
What are Dark Knight flashes?
Michael Thomas for $21.
That's a steal.
Pow pows.
I am murdering this draft right now, I think. I am very happy with how
Let's
I'm
open
doing
a pack
here.
of the Pow Pows because that you know how to play with. The rest I want to look at. Yeah.
Oh, I know how to play with these.
You got just this, right, Annie?
That's all I got.
This is enough. How much was it?
That was $40.
It was? Okay.
The steal this year, I think, under the wide receivers is Michael Thomas. I think that everyone kind of forgot last year because he was hurt
Thank you.
and because of all the quarterback problems and Drew Brees falling off a cliff, that Michael Thomas was the consensus number one wide receiver for the 2 years before that.
Hold on.
He
hold on.
is a
What, Annie?
dynasty. He was a dynasty star, and
I do.
that's one of the fascinating things with fantasy football is
I
that
need-
short-term selective memory. When guys have a down year, their stock plummets, and it doesn't make sense. And Jameis Winston's going to throw it downfield.
Dang it.
I don't see a world in which Taysom Hill is the starter. So it's really interesting.
Pow pow.
So
Not do that,
getting
Jeff.
Michael Thomas for $22 when, like, let's say, like, look, Justin Jefferson went for 40, or Chase Jacobs went for $42. Justin Jefferson went for 41.
Stop.
Michael
Stop.
Thomas for 21, and I think their production's probably going to be fairly similar this year. Like, those are the moves that will win you auction leagues. No, this all depends on me being right in my evaluation. I'm usually pretty good about this stuff, but fantasy football, you never know. Because last year, people felt really confident about Michael Thomas. Then he got hurt. Then he started getting in fights at practice. You know, things happen. I'm going to be honest here. You know what? I would have gone 10 for Dak. I kind of wanted him for the combination with, you know what? I kind of feel like I've got savings on my other spots. So I'll spend a little bit more on my quarterback to see if I can try to get Dak Prescott. But Ryan here really seems to want him.
Put beer in.
No.
Get any.
But I like the idea of having Dak with CeeDee Lamb.
Okay.
So
I
I'm
just wanted to make sure
breaking
that
from
I
my
didn't
rule
suffer.
here.
No.
I don't usually spend more than 5 on a quarterback. Okay, you know what? You can keep him. I'll take that money out because there's still quarterbacks I like.
Yeah,
I wanted to double dip.
that's really good because now Ryan's max bid goes from 26 down to 13.
Yep, and that's fine by me.
One more person that won't be competing with us.
And as much as I would have liked Dak, I'm fine with it.
The 4 of the 5 chip leaders are from Football Absurdity.
Yep.
Actually, I think Peter came in right when I made the nomination, so I think Peter's Football Absurdity too. So the 5 chip leaders.
I mean, Peter's team is solid. I was actually looking at that. Zeke, Najee, and Kittle. That's a good combination, especially if Kittle ends up going back to form. But I don't know. There's something about San Francisco that scares me this year because I feel like Garoppolo can't stay healthy, and I don't know that Trey Lance is ready to start right away.
All the more reason to invest in Sermon. Did they draft Trey Lance and Trey Sermon? Did they just draft everyone named Trey?
Apparently.
All right.
Greg the Bunny.
No, we're not doing that.
You guys will remember from my
Stop.
conversation
Stop.
earlier that
Stop,
I
Michael,
told
stop.
you Kareem Hunt
Put him down.
is
No.
basically
Guys,
bargain
it's for the 4th of July.
Nick Chubb.
Okay? So let's
My
put
fourth
that.
running back, Kareem Hunt for $19.
Let me
Low
mute.
end RB1
No,
last
there's
year.
one in your hand.
Just shoot confetti.
Who cares? It's still like.
The issue is I need to supervise. Even if it just shoots confetti, it's a mess. So put him down, and we can do it after the stream.
I already
Let Daddy
Sorry, I'm
do his
trying to mute my mic, but I don't want to mute you.
No, honestly, like I kind of feel like you yelling at your kids makes for good Twitch stream. So Michael P left and decided to spend $8 on Jalen Hurts. This is why you stay for the entire draft.
Yes.
I didn't even realize Lamar Jackson was still
You
available.
tell me when you put stuff up
Damn.
there because I can see everything up there because I'm 8 feet tall. Okay.
All right, now I got to start looking at which quarterbacks are still left. Oh, honestly, I'm not even worried about it. I'm going to get a guy I like for cheap.
Quarterbacks are deep this year.
Quarterback is deep.
Oh, you guys.
So I'll let that money go to Lamar. Lamar Jackson, though, I kind of feel like he's going to have a really good year. Like, there's all this talk about how he's they won't let us see him throw in practice, but also that's what teams usually do. They don't want you to see what they're doing. They don't want you to record that stuff.
Also,
So
before they
it
got
feels
big,
like a whole lot of nothing.
before they got big,
What was that?
Also, before they got big, Van Halen would turn around during his guitar solos so people couldn't see his style, and he turned out to be one of the best guitarists of all time. So maybe Lamar Jackson just figured out how to throw it really, really well, and they don't want anybody to steal it. I guess I got him for 13. That's a little off-brand for me, but I don't know. And I want to just try that.
But if you have that, I mean, you're the one who took Swift from me.
Yep.
Swift, Akers, McCaffrey, and Jackson. That's a solid core right there, though.
I hope so.
Yeah. Let's see. Cooper, Evans, Ayuk, Dobbins, Jacobs. Tony, I like what you're doing there. Carl, Claypool. Oh, my God. I will say this. Carl, you might need to invest in some running backs. James Robinson's your only guy. That would kind of terrify me at this point. Because let's see what running. I'm trying to think of what guys are really left. You know what? No, there's some value here, but you're going to be counting on guys breaking out in the second half of the year. Like, you're going to end up having a lot of dart throws, but you're also going to have some interesting. But your receiver depth is probably going to be among the best by the time we're done. Let's see.
Tony, do you know that he was not credited for that guitar solo on Beat It? I don't know why. Although it's very clearly him. What the heck? This has to be. Wow, Tony and Carl love Robert Woods. Makes sense.
We were hyping up the Rams earlier this year, so it makes sense.
True. Ooh, let's punish some bots. This guy.
Yeah, this draft went a little bit differently than I normally plan them, but I'm really excited with how it turned out. Like, my running backs right now, Aaron Jones, CEH, Myles Gaskins, Kareem Hunt. Those are 4 really strong running backs.
Yeah, that's the kind of
Michael
running back.
Thomas.
That's the running back train I like to make. That's good.
Yeah. CeeDee Lamb and Michael Thomas is my top 2 receivers, too. I mean, I feel like they're value guys. Like, I always like it when I go into a year and the guys I really love are not as high on consensus boards for everyone else. Because those are the years I feel like I end up winning leagues. Mark Andrews is the last. Well, maybe not the last, but he's going to end up being a good value because you got like $12 already spent over here, or $11 on him, compared to like Kittle and Kelsey going for 40. Did Kittle go for 40? Am I remembering that right? I feel like he did, but I could be remembering wrong. Oh, Kittle went for $25. I was not paying attention. Peter, good job stealing him. If I had paid attention, I don't think I would have let him go for 25.
I'm gonna have to do some magic to make this $30 into like some wide receivers. I'm not sure I could afford. I'm not sure I should have afforded to spend 13 on Mark Jackson, 12 on Mark Andrews. That extra $5 is it would have afforded me.
If you guys have been paying attention, I'm going to say real quick. If you've been paying attention at all to our auction drafts, you know every time I get T.J. Hawkinson.
Oh, really?
Love T.J. Hawkinson. You can get him at value, but I think his value, I've noticed, keeps going up. So right now, my team, like my starting lineup, is just pretty much set. I got $32 left pretty much to fill out my bench and defense, but with Hawkinson at my tight end spot, you already heard me go over my guys. Like, I'm in a really good position to spend $3 to $4 per player, outbid a lot of the guys who spent all their money. Yeah.
Go to.
Travis Etienne is a guy I think a lot of people really like.
Henry.
I feel like Carl's going to want to go after him hard too because to handcuff James Robinson also for PPR value, but no, he's not even looking at him.
Again. Put on, Luby. Yeah, I'll take care of it when they're done. I understand.
And we're at the part right now where 3 people are now on auto draft. 4 people. Oh God, my nose is running nonstop. I keep muting and trying to like hide myself from blowing my nose, but I'm kind of sick of doing that, so you guys can watch. That's that extra content that you guys are always looking for. Now this is the dregs of the draft. This is where it starts getting tedious. Guys have gone out, done their thing. Greg's like, I'm going to try to get a high-end kicker. I will spend $2 or $3 on a kicker I love because I don't care. Give me Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker is a guy who will win you leagues.
A tale of 3 updates here in the corner of my screen. Okay. Anthony P. left. Anthony P. won Travis Etienne for $15. Anthony P. joined. Anthony P. left. I guess that was 4, but like, that's the story right there. You leave the bots, throw your money out there.
Yeah.
Who snuck Greg Zuerlein in there? Greg snuck
Greg. I like that he went with a guy who could be a top 5 kicker, but not the number 1 kicker. So he could try to just get his guy fill his spot.
If I was not talking about the saga of Anthony P.
He can have Zuerlein. He's not the kicker I want.
You want, of course, the Chargers kicker, because he was the number 1 kicker last year.
You mean the Dolphins kicker?
Yes, you're right. Because those Dolphins, they score so much.
Well, Dolphins, that's the thing. You want those guys who get in the red zone but don't score for kickers. Like you want good overall offense, bad red zone offense. That combination, that sweet spot, is what will win you leagues.
I kind of sorted myself in the wide receiver department.
Mike Davis for $14. I don't have a lot of money left, and it's tempting, but I got my running backs, and I need receivers, so I'm going to save it for better value. But, Tony, I think Mike Davis, I know that you don't like Mike Davis because you are a Bears fan, and he's hurt you. But opportunity-wise, that value was probably something you missed out on. Let's see. Let's look at Greg DeBunny's team. He's got Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, David Montgomery, Mike Davis, Allen Robinson, Greg Zuerlein. That's not a terrible team with $20 left. He's weak at running back, but he's got guys who should be getting like opportunities. He went heavy on he put his money on wide receiver and quarterback, tried to get his savings onto running back, but he got value there. Like, he's got two guys who could be legitimate starters. Let's see who Tony's going to nominate here. Matthew Stafford, really? You don't want to nominate the guy you actually want, but I guess you have the money to get him, so. So I'll let you get him then, I guess. I'm not spending $10 on a quarterback. Not when I only have $32 left. So you enjoy your Matt Stafford. Just make sure to get yourself Cooper Kupp to go with him. Damian Harris. God, I want 0 parts of the New England offense.
But the traditional vaunted RB1 from New England. It never done anything bad.
He could have gone elsewhere, but here's the thing, Tony. You have $76. Like, look at the guys compared to you. Peter has 77, Carl has 105, but everyone else, like, we're in the 30s or under. So at this point, you should be able to get who you want, and you'll still have money left over. So don't be afraid of making sure you get your guys at this point, because there's a point of diminishing returns where if you let other people get your guys, there's not going to be guys left. Yeah. I know it, man. I know it. So how are you enjoying your first auction drafts, Tony? How do you feel about your team? There's a Steelers wide receiver you need? Yeah, but unfortunately, Carl already got him. Chase Claypool is my guy. I'm so mad that he went for $8. That was such insane. The auction is fine. The team is not. Yeah, you know, for your first draft, it's not a bad team. It's not necessarily a good team, but it's not a bad team. Like, it could be way worse.
It needs
I think Claypool's going to be a lot more consistent this year. You got to remember, last year he was a rookie, so
it needs a first rounder. Is all my only criticism of Tony's team.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like, he's got depth, but he doesn't have that star. Mapletron? See, I'm used to having one of the bigger pools of money by this point. So it's kind of making me sad. Because, like, I can't get T. Higgins here, and I'd love T. Higgins here. And I knew when you said you still have your guys you're going to target. I knew T. Higgins was one of those guys. Peter's going 13. Are you gonna let Peter bully you, Tony, or are you gonna be a man about this? All right. You really let T. Higgins go? I thought you were as high on him as I am. Why didn't you bid on him? You're going to cry. Yeah. Yeah, but you didn't bid on him enough. Peter got him. Or did it do that one thing where if you try putting in numbers and you try to hit it, it doesn't take your thing? Yeah.
Demonstrate what we mean by that.
Like sometimes if you try putting in a number, if you type it in manually, you have
Yeah.
to keep typing numbers in manually.
I'm
on Yahoo,
demonstrating it
or
now.
It will,
There's-
like,
I'm demonstrating it now.
it
There's a
drives me
workaround
nuts.
though. What is the workaround? I figured out a workaround the other day. I'll figure that out. But yeah, I'm demonstrating it now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
shoot.
Peter's
Okay, good.
trying
Thank
to bully
God.
you again, Tony. Are you gonna let him? What are you gonna do, Tony? What are you gonna do? He just put $15 on Cooper Kupp. You have Matt Stafford. Are you letting Cooper Kupp go? Wow, Tony. I thought you were cool, Tony. Now I'm not so sure.
Tyler
That's fun.
Higbee
This is
was a weird nomination there.
Tyler Higbee.
Yeah. I think
I don't know
Ryan
if it's that weird.
I think Ryan just likes Tyler Higbee and wants to go home.
Yeah.
He'll go for $1 if you just sit around long enough. Who won that exciting Cooper Cup bidding war? Peter did.
Peter. Yeah, Peter. Peter's like, Tony does not scare him at all. He is making Tony his bitch. It's really sad. We let you write an article and then you let yourself get bullied, man. I don't even know anymore, Tony.
Wow.
Lost all faith in you. I like that I'm abusing this poor guy who's doing his first auction draft.
Yeah.
Like, who's still learning.
This is why you muck.
I always mock. That's
This
what
is why
it
you
is.
mock, yeah.
I'm mocking the mock.
I see what you did there.
It wasn't that subtle.
I should probably get a wide receiver.
Wide receivers are overrated. I will spend $2 on Washington's defense. I think Washington's defense is going to be unbelievable this year. I mean, they were really good last year in the second half, too. They were a good matchup. Part of their problems were, okay, Tony, really? This is where you're going to start to flex your muscles? I said I'd spend $2. I didn't say I'd spend $3. I have other defenses.
Girl, I was just going to bid up any wide receiver I show any interest in.
Look,
I respect the game.
Tony's like, he'll let Peter walk all over him, but the minute Waleed bids on someone, he's like, no, Waleed, fuck you, Waleed, he's my guy. No, honestly, Washington for 3 is a solid price. I think they're a top 3 defense this year, at least. That Chase Young, that's their star defensive end, right? That guy was just sick. James Conner for $6. Oh, I can't let him go for 7. Like, I'll take him as a 5th running back. He's going to be the lead guy. That's too good a value for a guy who's probably going to get a lot of opportunities. Now my running back core is just set, so I don't have to even think about it. Like, for a 5th running back, I think James Conner's got so much upside. He's got the volumes. Who's this BB123 ABC trying to, like, hustle on our thing?
Oh, I can snip that.
So right now my running backs are going to be Aaron Jones, CEH, Myles Gaskin, Kareem Hunt, James Conner.
Wait.
That's I feel like that's a really strong core.
The Devonta. Okay, so I want to know what date will Javonte Williams pass Melvin Gordon in one of these mocks?
What?
I don't know, but
Oh wait, Melvin Gordon for $6.
yeah. At
Wow.
this point, is Melvin Gordon even gone?
No. What do you mean? He's been nominated. I nominated him in the first round. He went for $6. It was a colossal failure of the nomination process.
But that's interesting. He went for $6?
Yeah.
I would have. I mean, for $6, Melvin Gordon's a steal.
This is
I
weird.
should have paid more attention. I would have taken him.
Yeah. No. Oh shoot. Tony. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. I banned Tony by accident. I'm so sorry, Tony. I was trying to ban the bot. I'm so sorry. I should not be doing this on my phone. Okay. I unbanned him. Tony, I'm really sorry. Yes. Yeah, what? What?
Tony, that's what happens when you come after me in bids. We take this shit seriously. How dare you? How dare you take that team for 3?
What is it?
Marker.
Did you draw on your hands?
No.
I'm gonna mute my mic here.
Really? You just got off your ban. You just got off your ban and you're going to come after me like that? Oh, now Peter's going, so you're going to let Ja'Marr Chase go, huh? Because we know how you operate, Tony. So this is interesting. I wonder, damn. Okay, here's what I don't understand with Peter here. So you already have T. Higgins. Do you really want 2 receivers from the same team? Like, I try to avoid having that double dip because it feels like you don't want to start them the same week and you don't want to have to guess. Tony, I would have let Ja'Marr Chase go for 22. There's still some really good receivers left that you can target. Such as Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett is going to be a steal. I honestly, I love Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's a stud. He's got a great receiving core. They did some investment under interior offensive line, I think, in the draft also. So I feel like I have a lot of faith in Joe Burrow. I don't have a lot of faith in their head coach, though. That's what makes me nervous. But Joe Burrow's a stud. Like, the numbers he put up, like, in college, and I watched enough of him last year to see that the signs were there. He was just still kind of figuring some things out. But $22 for Ja'Marr Chase, for a rookie wide receiver, that's too much. No, Zach Taylor's an... Talk to Bengals fans. Zach Taylor is a mess. Frankly, he probably should have been fired this offseason. He's alienated half of his roster. Like, and a lot of the coaching decisions. I think there was a stat about them having a lead. They lost like 40% of the game. They had a lead at halftime. That's an insane number. I could be misremembering that stat, but the Bengals coaching is a problem. And I don't necessarily think the talent level that they have is the issue. I think with the right coach, they could be really good.
And I'm back. My kid just walked up to me and held up his hands, and they're like blood red. And I'm like, what?
Hopefully it wasn't blood.
And they're dripping red. And I'm like, I don't like any possible outcome of this setup.
Ooh. Anthony P. came back. So he gotten over the Etienne, but he's going to be sad because Tony wants his wide receiver in Pittsburgh. And I'm guessing, Tony, if you let Peter bully you now, I will lose all respect for you. Like, he shouldn't be able to do it anymore. He's got $22. You got $73. It's time to flex those muscles. There you go, Tony. Finally stepping up and being a man. Yeah, you do. Don't worry. You're back on top, fake plastic T. A.K.A. Carl.
It's as good as I could get
Oh, that's good. Thank you, bot. Thank you.
Oh, I still don't have a quarterback. I might need to remedy that. You got your quarterback. You got your quarterback. So at least the guys with money have quarterbacks. Noah Fant for $2. I kind of feel like Tony, you don't have a tight end. Carl, you don't have a tight end. Do you really not like Noah Fant? All right, there you go, Tony.
Michael P. the robot has $2 and doesn't have a quarterback. So if you nominate like Deshaun Watson, you should be able to knock him out, leaving only one person besides you that doesn't have a quarterback.
That would require me nominating Deshaun Watson for $1.
And then you might actually end up with Deshaun Watson, and then
Yeah, I don't want him.
Then you have to get canceled.
I don't have the money to like really go after guys. I'm used to having like 10, 15 more dollars here and being able to really get the guys I like. Michael Carter's an interesting guy. I mean, I don't think he's got any real competition as a running back, so let's see. I'll take Will Fuller for $1. I won't take him for $3. Yeah, this is where this is the weeds of the draft. This is where you really need to like pick your spots.
I just picked my starting wide receiver, my first one.
Will Fuller, that's good value. Like Will Fuller, I actually think he's going to end up being the best wide receiver on that team this year. I mean, the problem is always like he's going to miss some games, but the games he plays, he's going to do well.
And he might just get injured for the middle half of the season, so he comes on for the fantasy playoffs.
Oh, Carl walked away for a second and didn't get his guy. That's why you have it's easy at this part to be like, I can walk away for a second. But the minute your guy goes, it could be bad.
They should let you queue up bids.
You know? I think so, too. I'm surprised that interface doesn't exist.
I wonder if it exists on, what the heck is it? Sleeper. They just made theirs, and they pay attention to feedback a lot.
Yeah.
Once it picks up, I'm going to do the ESPN, the Sleepers. This is just the only one that I can consistently fill with an hour's notice.
Well, hopefully in a couple of weeks, we'll be able to fill up an entire thing with the Discord.
Yeah. I'm sure.
Because people are like, you can see it. People are starting to come back. People are getting excited for fantasy football, which they should be, because I am. Deebo Samuel for $4 is a solid price. Like, I feel like Deebo Samuel's a guy people are sleeping on too. Had a good rookie campaign, but was hurt a lot of last year. But I mean, just the eyeball test. That guy was a stud. But a lot of the problem last year, too, was San Francisco was just a hot mess. Like, everything that could have gone wrong did. Really, Carl? You already got your Herbert. You need a backup quarterback? Also, Anthony P., really? You're going to spend $10 on Wilson? Like, now you have no money for anyone else. Because I don't worry about quarterbacks. I'll stream quarterbacks. That's a good point. If if Samson loses his locks, that could be bad. God, David Johnson, I just want nothing to do with that team. Houston is such a disaster.
And Philip Lindsay's there.
Yeah, and I think Philip Lindsay's the better running back, honestly. This is going to be interesting to see which wide receivers I get.
fixed our streaming issue. Our lag issue. Hooray. Productive day.
Son of a bitch. Stop paying attention, Carl. I was really hoping I was going to be able to sneak in Daryl Henderson for like $3.
I legally
I
have
don't think
to
it's I don't
inform
think
you
it's a given that
that if you say anything around this mic, it will be recorded. I'm sure you don't care and nothing matters, but I just legally have to. Since it's being streamed, I don't want somebody to see this and be like, he didn't warn that guy. He broke the law. And yeah.
Oh. Tony, don't let anyone bully you. This is your guy. Actually, this is a guy. If I don't get Hawkinson, this is my fallback. Robert Tonyan. And actually, I like having. Did you get fans? No, you didn't. Who got fans? Oh, Carl. Solid. No, Tonyan was solid last year too. And really, I don't like the receivers outside of Adams in Green Bay. So. I agree with that, but at the same time, there's something to be said about having those top tier guys.
We're still trying to make Marquise Brown happen. Projected salary 6, average salary barely over $1.
I like Marquise Brown. I do. I feel like third year, he's got potential. I have other guys I prefer. So.
What are you doing for the 4th of July, Waleed?
Probably playing D&D with some friends, honestly.
Oh,
But actually, we're doing that the 5th, right?
What did you say?
Actually, Tony, right? D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Anything nerdy, I will do.
Oh, okay. That would kill me. Not to do something not D&D, but I think 4th of July is my favorite holiday.
Really?
Yeah.
Halloween's always been my favorite.
Halloween was my favorite, but I think the pandemic made it, the anticipation of this 4th of July so amazing that it's vaulted into number 1. I plan around 4 p.m. I'm going to roll my girl out into the street and just put a sign up that said, "We missed you, neighbor. Come have a pot." And then I'll just get people going and they'll fire up some fireworks and it'll turn into a party. Looking forward to that.
I'm really curious to see how my receivers are going to fill out. Because I have a list of guys. I'll probably get someone I like, but I don't know who it's going to be.
You're not even going to blow anything up, Waleed?
I've never been into fireworks that much.
I was never into fireworks until I had 2 boys. And now, if you light a thing on fire and it blows up, you become their god. So, yeah.
Yeah, I had a feeling there was no chance I was going to get Galladay, but he was my favorite receiver left. So nice job of getting him.
I might want to get a second receiver.
I don't know. Maybe I should have gone for him. Because I like him a lot more than the rest of my guys that were left on my board.
Did Malcolm have lunch, Annie?
Aaron Rodgers for $3. Honestly, I like Galladay more than I like Ayuk too. Garoppolo is going to be the starter. Trey Lance is not ready, but my concern with San Francisco is still that Garoppolo doesn't play a full season, and I don't know that Trey Lance is ready to play this year. That's why I'm gun shy. That's why I didn't go hard on Debo. That's why I didn't go hard on Ayuk.
Nope, it's
Sounds
right.
Even though
delicious.
I like
Love
both,
it.
I think they're both really talented guys.
Barbecue chicken.
Like I like the skill set of
Did you
guys
get
there.
milk?
From
Give him a glass of milk for protein.
Milk
Okay.
protein.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
Hey, Malcolm.
Now I got the urge to grill. I want my grill tonight too. Carrots and hummus. Do we have carrots? Oh, yeah.
I am Rusty.
Yeah, I don't have the money to fight you, Carl. You can get your guy. I was really hoping I'd be able to sneak in like Sermon, but I knew that either you or Tony were going to take him from me. Carl, $30 on Justin Tucker. He's got the money to spend, so he doesn't even care. His lineup is filled. Carl ain't messing around. Love it. I love it so much. You can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. I'll be perfectly honest here. I only wanted to spend $2 on Baltimore, not $3, but I'll take it. Oh, Greg DeBunny had to leave for auto draft, screwing up the bidding on Cortland Sutton. I thought I'd be able to get him for value, but I'm not spending that much on him. Not when he's got no chance of having Aaron Rodgers in front of him. You can call me Peter, Tony. I'm going to fight you. You got what it takes to fight me on this one, huh? That's fine. I just want you to actually I want you to actually fill your roster. So I will take that. Because now I'll get my pick at receivers. Oh, no. Peter. Peter's coming at you, Tony. What you going to do, Tony? What are you going to do? Is this your receiver? Is this your guy? You can't take it with you. Oh, we're waiting here because this is going to be interesting. Because you know what he just did? You know what he just did? He just said, fuck you, Darnell Mooney. You just gave me Mooney. I hope you know that. How do you feel about that, Tony? You gave me our sleeper. You gave me our Bears receiver. Oh, Tony, why you gotta do me like that? Is it because you know I'm getting Mooney? You can have Butker. I'll take Koo. It's all good. All right, so we're getting through the weeds. So I'm going to start reading through some of these teams because we don't got much going. Let's look at Peter's team. He's got T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp, Ezekiel Elliott, Najee Harris, George Kittle, Ronald Jones, Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel. Honestly, solid lineup. He doesn't have too much money left, but what he does have is, but he's got quality players. He needs some running back depth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't really like Ronald Jones, but he's high end. If he hits the right sleepers, he's going to do pretty good for himself. I'm happy I got DJ Chark. I like him. I think he's the best receiver on Jacksonville. I think Lawrence is going to do all right this year. Let's see, Michael P. You got Jalen Hurts that you spent a bunch of money on. McLaurin. You have Adam Thielen, Jonathan Taylor, Miles Sanders, A.J. Brown. But the problem is you don't have any money left. That team is going to be hurting for depth. And I don't know that it has the top end. Well, it has A.J. Brown, Jonathan Taylor. It could be okay, but it's not the strongest team I've seen. Ryan, you got Dak Prescott, Julio Jones, Chris Godwin, Antonio Gibson, Austin Eckler, Tyler Higbee, Justin Jefferson. You know what? That's a solid starting lineup. I'll give him that. Damian Harris, Robbie Anderson. I don't like Harris, but I can see the argument for that team. I'll save my team for later. Greg DeBunny, you got Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Devontae Adams, David Montgomery, Mike Davis, Allen Robinson, Cortland Sutton, Greg Zuerlein. Honestly, not too bad. I think you got a solid core for
You
your
don't need
start.
a list. Yeah.
Drew here has Tom Brady, Jarvis Landry, DJ Moore, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Darren Waller, Leonard Fournette, Los Angeles Rams defense, Dallas Goedert. You got the Chubb Henry running back core is solid. Your receivers are really hurting, but Darren Waller, solid player. Solid player. Let's see here. So I just got Tyler Boyd for $1. That feels kind of weird.
I wanted Tyler Boyd. I've missed on so many guys, and my team's bad now. Oh well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're multitasking. This is why you have to focus on what's going on in front of you. But you got a family, you got to take care of them. Totally understand that. But I knew it when Tony and Carl were out that I'd probably have the money to get the receivers I want left. I still have a few guys that I really like. Let's look at Brett here. Brett's got Kyler Murray, Stephon Diggs, Calvin Ridley, Melvin Gordon. He was a steal. Chris Carson, Travis Kelce, Logan Thomas, Nyheim Hines. Not a bad starting lineup. I don't really like Logan Thomas as your flex. Anthony P., you got Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf, Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara, Travis Etienne. He's pretty much sold out for the top tier guys. Saquon, Kamara, Metcalf. If those guys all do what they're projected to do, he's going to be a monster. He's not going to have a lot of depth, and if his team gets hurt, he'll be screwed. Tony, let's see what you had here. You have I'm actually talking about your team right now. Also, here in a blender. Is the blender going on into stream or just in my feed? Can you hear me, Evan? Evan? Are you there? Can you hear me over this blender? I don't think you can. Do you guys hear a blender or is it just me? I'm kind of curious. What's going on over here? So,
All right.
Tony's team, let's look it up. Could you hear me? Like, was the blender going on to stream or was it just on my side?
Just
That's good.
Just your side. Sorry, I didn't realize that.
Oh, that's okay. I was asking, but so anyway, Tony's team: Matthew Stafford, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, Robert Tonyan, Amari Cooper, Harrison Butker. Washington defense, his bench: Mostert, Deontay Johnson, Michael Carter, David Johnson, Kenny Galladay, Jerry Jeudy. Honestly, he doesn't have any top end, but he's got a lot of depth. This is not a bad team, and he's got guys like his guys on his bench. He's got guys who could do some real damage throughout the year. Carl, his full team. We got Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Chase Claypool, James Robinson, Javonte Williams, Noah Fant, Robert Woods, Justin Tucker, San Francisco defense. He's got Odell Beckham, Tyler Lockett, Daryl Henderson, Marquise Brown, A.J. Dillon, Trey Sermon. He's got a ton of depth, and he's got a lot of upside at running back, too. While he doesn't have the high-end stuff that I like, he does have some really talented players. Carl, that's a good team. I like this team. Freaky Lizard. It's got Josh Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, Juju Smith-Schuster, Joe Mixon, Delvin Cook, Kyle Pitts, Chase Edmonds, Jason Sanders, Pittsburgh's defense. Not bad. This is... Ooh. I'm going to let you have Devontae Parker.
My wide receiver, too. I never noticed how much Jerry Judy's name sounds like Jury Duty.
Elijah Moore, interesting pickup. I think he's a guy who could be good. I don't like Peter, so I'm going to take this one. I like you, Peter. I'm just teasing. But I'm taking Elijah Moore from you because I can. Also because I think he might be an upside wide receiver. And at this point, I kind of want upside guys because I think Chark and Boyd are a little bit safer picks for what they'll produce. I want a guy who has the potential to break out.
What?
Let's see.
Okay, but don't wipe blood on your shirt.
Not much, but
That's okay. Thank you very much. Was that cut on mic? Oh, this is my life.
Malcolm.
don't wipe blood.
The things that you say casually in my life.
All right. My team's almost filled.
Why are your hands all
Freaky
red?
Lizards team. I think
Stop wiping blood on your shirt.
I think I already talked. I already went through it. Josh Allen, Hopkins, Juju, Mixon, Cook, Pitts, Edmonds, Sanders, Pittsburgh. It's a solid starting lineup. Honestly, he's got Josh Allen's top 3 quarterback. Hopkins is a stud. Juju is your number 2. Mixon and Cook is a good 1-2 combination. Edmonds into flex. Sanders was the number 1 kicker last year. Pittsburgh, one of the best defenses. Kyle Pitts, high upside tight end. Freaky Lizard, good team. And your bench is going to be interesting. My last guy is a guy that Evan will not be surprised I am trying to draft. Where did he go? Damn it. You just stole. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm going through rosters. You took. Oh, I'm so mad. The guy I was going to nominate was Gus Edwards.
I was shocked that there's.
You know what?
There's 3 people with money left, and Gus Edwards went for 2.
I was not paying attention. I would have taken him, but you know what? That's fine. I'll take.
I needed
this
a win.
guy.
I needed a win.
Well, you're not getting this guy. This is my I have $13 left, and this is all that is left that I need to fill out on my team. Let's look at Evan's team now. Lamar Jackson, Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, Christian McCaffrey, Cam Akers, Mark Andrews, DeAndre Swift, Gus Edwards, Marvin Jones Jr. Honestly, wait. Did I not get Marvin Jones Jr.? Damn it. I bid on him. Son of a bitch. I thought I had Marvin Jones Jr. Well, Marvin Jones Jr. is a solid guy. This is driving me nuts. I'm so busy trying to talk about what's happening in the draft. I'm missing out on my last player.
I
right.
bid 13 on him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, that's what happened. Okay. I should have bid 13 on him, but you still have a better max bid, I think.
Not anymore, but yeah, I did then.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. I just priced you out and then waited for you to notice and get mad, and it was awesome, like I thought it would be.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. We're enemies now.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh.
Cool. I got a Raider who has mediocre talent. So good. Where are you projecting him?
You know what? I'm not even mad because I just realized that's not the guy I want. As much as I like Marvin Jones Jr., there is one guy I'll get that you can't take from me. And I'm doing it also to spite Tony. You know who my next player is going to be, Tony. Actually, you probably do too, Evan. I've talked about him plenty. All right, so I went through every team so far except for mine. Hunter Henry's been a really good value in drafts. He's probably the best receiver on New England. So just by virtue of that, he should be good. I almost want to nominate him just to take him as a second, but I got Hawkinson, and I don't need a second tight end if I have Hawkinson, so I wouldn't do it. So my team is Aaron Rodgers, CeeDee Lamb. Also, one point out, Aaron Rodgers for $3. That's why I wait on quarterbacks. You guys can spend your money. I got the MVP for $3. He's not retiring. He didn't opt out. He's incredible value. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Thomas is my 1-2 wide receiver. Aaron Jones, CEH. TJ Hawkinson at tight end. Myles Gaskin in my flex. I got Young Ho Koo at kicker, Baltimore defense. Kareem Hunt, James Conner, and the bench at running back. DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd, Elijah Moore, and about to get Darnell Mooney at some points because no one can take him from me. I have the most money left. Actually, do I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Peter could take him from me.
You could.
If Peter's paying attention,
he could. You can ice it if you open for 12.
I will try to open for 12.
Or just open to 1, and if Peter seems interested and you have a back and forth, just go there.
My second bid's going to be 12. I should have did it to you, but I didn't. I do love Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is such good value because he's always going to be consistently good in the flex, and he's got those weeks where he can break out depending on matchup. I like Chark more for upside. Devontae Smith is another guy I like. You can get real cheap in auction drafts later on, but he's very likely the best receiver on that team. So he's the guy I get excited about. And obviously not the only one because Evan's going. Honestly, Evan, for all the money you saved and the way you built up your roster, your bench, Gus Edwards, that's the guy I thought I was going to get. I was too busy talking. You would have taken from me anyway. You had more money. Marvin Jones, Kenyon Drake, Tony Pollard, and you ended up getting Devontae Smith. And you're going to get a solid receiver because there's still guys with upside left. Yeah. So I like the way your team filled out in the end.
The only issue is when you look at my starting wide receivers.
Your starting wide receivers leave something to be desired. Yeah. I will say that. But honestly, wide receiver is the easiest position to fill, to stream, to get upgrades on the waiver wire. So I devalue it the most.
Well, look at this. It's still shift and change. But if you look at the projected standings, the top 4 teams by 300, 200 points is Tony, Waleed, Carl, and me.
Ooh, Tony has the best team, huh? Let's see if he still has the best team.
Tony also has more. Yeah, Tony also has more people. Has 15 people. That's what the thing is. It's an addition itself. Oh my God!
What just happened?
He bid 12.
It didn't let me nominate for 12 though. I can't do that on my phone. That's what pisses me off.
Oh, it sucks.
Peter,
Peter.
He's definitely into Discord. He's definitely paying attention.
I think he's
And I'm going to be
watching.
honest with you, Peter. I like your style.
Yeah, that was
I
great.
like your style. I talked some shit. You slapped me down. Good for you.
That was some game.
That was fantastic. I love it so much. Like, I want to be mad. I can't even be mad. It's such a baller move. All right. So who's going to be my last guy? I don't even know what to do with myself anymore. I'm so sad. Every guy I wanted for my last guy is gone. If I had known I wasn't getting Mooney, I would have gone for Devontae Smith and taken him from you. I'm not even that sad because honestly, there's plenty of guys that I think are interesting value. You got Rashad Bateman. You got not Paris Campbell. Who's the other guy in Michael Pittman Jr. in Indy? You got Corey Davis. Like, I think those are solid wide receiver values that are still left that'll do all right. At running back, who's left? I think Jamal Williams is a solid flex guy. Phillip Lindsay. J.D. McKissick, Marlon Mack has some sneaky value if he ends up stealing some of those shares and some of those carries in Indianapolis. Like, you can get value late in rounds or late in the draft. Oh, good Lord. I can't believe he did that to me. That's the one thing that kind of kills me is the fantasy community is so in on Darnell Mooney. And I don't know if it's my fault. For having
it is kind of partially our fault. Yeah,
like, because like I know Tony and I have been talking about it hard in the Discord, and I think that like a lot of the experts started looking, and that expert trickle has gone on where people are like, yeah, like there were so many passes that Mitchell Trubisky just completely missed. Like Darnell Mooney should have had a decent year last year. He should have had a much better year as a rookie. Ryan Tannehill? That's a solid backup quarterback.
I don't know why. I would not do this in real life. I would not take a backup quarterback. I don't know why I did that.
Especially when you have Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, that's a knee-jerk thing from the first 3 or 4 mocks I did against robots, where if you take a backup quarterback, it's a key part of getting the path to getting 100. I want to try to get 100. See how many times in a row I can get 100. And I got 100 the first 3 auctions. So mindlessly clicking on a backup quarterback at the very last pick is kind of needs to get drilled out.
Peter, I want you to know whoever you nominate here, I'm taking them from you. They will belong to me. There's nothing you can do about it. You've crossed everyone in this auction. You bullied Tony, then you came after me. Let's look at Peter's team, though. T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp, Ezekiel Elliott, Najee Harris, George Kittle, Ronald Jones, Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel, Darnold. Honestly, I like this team a lot. I'm kind of curious what quarterback you're going to go for here.
Peter still not have a quarterback?
He does not have a quarterback, but you know what? Does it really matter? He could still get Cousins, Ryan, Fitzpatrick. I think there are guys. I mean, Lawrence should probably be some solid value. I'm a big believer you can just stream quarterbacks whenever. Honestly, I feel like Jameis Winston's another guy that you could end up getting.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield too. So OBJ is going to be healthier.
Oh, you have the best draft. I haven't gotten my last player. I'm going to have the best. Last week I got a D+ for the first time. All I had was A+ rankings on these auctions. It's easy when you're up against bots, though.
Yeah.
See, Michael Pittman Jr. is a solid pickup here. Is he the guy I want, or do I want Corey Davis? That's the question I have to ask myself. I think I want Corey Davis. The only reason I'm going to take Corey Davis is because he's going to help my ranking and bump Tony down. He's my best chance to do it. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing it to make you number 2. Because you are poo. And I'm done. I got him for $1. My team is now filled.
Yeah, now because of that, everybody has $1 left, so it takes 10 seconds per pick. So let's see. There are There are 37 more picks going to happen. So
Pittman's going to be
370.
great everywhere, not just Dynasty. Oh,
370.
sorry, what was that?
There's going to be 360 now seconds remaining in this auction. If we want to check out the Fantasy Pros draft grade, we need to fill 6 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm back though, so I can help.
All right.
Let's see here. I'm eager to see who Peter. Let's guess who Peter's going to pick for his quarterback.
Oh, I think he's getting Cousins.
His Cousins.
I feel like Cousins. Oh wait, Cousins isn't here.
Cousins isn't here.
Did Cousins just go?
Yeah,
I
Drew
miss-
got him. Drew got him as his third bench player. You got to think more about your bench, Drew.
Yeah. Wait, is this? I mean, you know what? I like if you have Tom Brady. I like Cousins. That's the one where I'll take like 2 quarterbacks, and I'm getting a guy like
Trevor Lawrence.
cheap.
Trevor Lawrence.
Who's the best handcuff in fantasy this year? Henderson or Sermon? I think Sermon. I don't know that Sermon's a handcuff. I
Yeah.
think Sermon's the starter.
I think Starman's going to win the job by the end of training camp.
Yeah.
Also,
Well, I don't know if he's going to win the job though, because he's still Mostert's solid. The problem is Mostert won't say healthy.
I mean, the correct answer is Kareem Hunt, but let's put that aside.
Yeah, agreed. Kareem Hunt's not a handcuff though.
Yeah.
He's a legitimate he's 1A 1B.
I think don't Tony. Do you mean best as in most skilled, or best as in if the player goes down has the best opportunity? Because while he's
Yeah,
not
I
the
think
most,
that's what he's saying.
if he's not the most skilled, he's not the most skilled. I think Tony Pollard could. There's an argument to be made for Tony Pollard.
Yeah, but the problem is, I don't know. The thing is, I don't get handcuffs. I don't pick players who might be a handcuff because all that is a wasted bench spot. I want a guy who's going to have opportunities, or at least who has a clear path to have opportunities throughout later in the year, which I think Sermon has. Sermon is a handcuff, but he's not just a handcuff.
But
Whereas Tony Pollard,
I would argue that handcuffs do have opportunities to win later in the year. As the guy
they
gets
do
worn out.
if someone goes down. Like if your only path to a starting job is injury, that makes me nervous. If you're in a position like Sermon was drafted to be the starter, so he's going to get those chances to get more and more carries to be a contributor.
Also,
Whereas like with Zeke.
Oh, sorry, keep going.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, whereas with Zeke, they're going to keep feeding it to Zeke. And Pollard will get like his carries, but he'll never be fantasy relevant unless something happens to Zeke.
I also have watched more tape of Sermon than any other rookie. The dude's NFL
Okay.
ready. The
Yeah.
dude's very NFL ready.
Yeah, but teams are stupid about starting rookies. I don't know if Shanahan is in that school, but so many coaches just want you got to earn the job. Like they come up with dumb caveats when someone's clearly better. There's nothing more frustrating when you can see someone is clearly the superior player and they don't get the chances because this other guy's a veteran.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think that's what bad coaches do.
Like,
I don't think
like-
Shanahan's that guy, though. Because even though Shanahan's not even a guy who's going to, he doesn't even, give a running back 20 carries. He's going to, rotate him out. So I think Sermon will actually be relevant right away. But I think so will Mostert. I think it's going to be a hot hand situation. I do like Henderson, too. I think Henderson's a guy that people forget. They've invested as much draft capital in Henderson as they have in Akers. He's just a year older. And Akers is newer and shinier. Henderson was decent last year at times. If anything, that's one of the reasons I'm kind of down on Akers, is that entire running back room kind of scares me.
They have
Okay, so let's look at...
They have Sermon catching 30 passes for 270 receiving yards. That's a little high.
All right, let's look at some of these here.
Tell me who you're looking at, and I will bring them up on the main screen.
All right, let's look at Peter first, because his team's almost filled. We got Trevor Lawrence, T. Higgins, Cooper Kupp, Ezekiel Elliott, Najee Harris, George Kittle, Ronald Jones, New England, Jamar Chase, Deebo Samuel, Darnell Mooney, Mike Williams, Tevin Coleman. It's a solid core. I think I'd like a little bit more depth at running back. I worry about having Higgins and Chase. I don't like having two receivers from the same team, but I don't think. But I also think he's got two receivers that I really like, and in the end, I want players I like. Peter, you got a really good team. I like this team a lot. Michael P. Jalen Hurts is just terrible. I don't. Like, he spent so much money on him at a quarterback. I don't get it. McLaurin and Thielen, solid receiving core. Taylor, Miles Sanders, decent running backs. Not my favorite, but I understand it. A.J. Brown, value. Gesicki makes me nervous. There's too many mouths to feed in Miami. Golden Saints, is fine. Zach Moss, Laviska Shenault, Daniel Jones, Rob Gronkowski. I don't like that bench, but that's kind of what happens when you spend all your money early on Jalen Hurts. Ryan, we got Prescott, Julio Jones, Chris Godwin, Antonio Gibson, Austin Eckler, Tyler Higbee, Justin Jefferson. That starting core, I mean, there's no weaknesses there. And you even have some star power with Justin Jefferson. Austin Eckler is definitely a guy I like. Mason Crosby in Chicago defense, solid. Your bench, Damian Harris, Robbie Anderson, Jeff Wilson Jr., Michael Pittman, Deshaun Watson, Evan Ingram. Honestly, decent bench. Ryan's team turned out pretty nicely, I think. The best team, my team, Aaron Rodgers, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Thomas, Aaron Jones, CEH, TJ Hawkinson, Myles Gaskin. I think that starting core has got a lot of star power. Although it doesn't have the top end guys, it has a lot of guys who have a good chance of finishing in the top 10 at their position. I think every one of those guys, maybe outside of Gaskins, has a legitimate case for that. And like a few of them, no, I don't think anyone will be surprised if my guys finish in the top 5. That's what I'll say. But obviously, I love those guys. We got let's see, Kareem Hunt, James Conner, DJ Chark, Tyler Boyd, Elijah Moore, Corey Davis. I think I got good depth. I got some guys who have breakout potential like Elijah Moore. Kareem Hunt, as I said, is just good value. Let's see what team I'm going to go to next. Let's go to Evan's team next before we go. I want to focus on our guys. Lamar Jackson, Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, Christian McCaffrey, Cam Akers, Mark Andrews, DeAndre Swift, Nick Folk, Tampa Bay defense, Gus Edwards, Marvin Jones, Kenyon Drake, Tony Pollard, Devonta Smith, and Ryan Tannehill. His running back core is really strong. He's got some weaknesses at wide receiver, but he's got Lamar Jackson, he's got Mark Andrews, he's got good value. It's a solid team. It's a little top heavy, but his wide receivers have a chance to like improve and break out. Let's go to Carl real quick because I'm going to focus on the football absurdity guys because they're going to take us out because this draft is now done. Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Chase Claypool, James Robinson, Javonte Williams, Noah Fant, Robert Woods, Justin Tucker, San Francisco defense, Odell Beckham Jr., Tyler Lockett, Darrell Henderson, Marquise Brown, A.J. Dillon, Trey Sermon. His running back, he doesn't have top-end running back. His wide receivers are solid, though. And he's got running backs who have a chance to break out. He's got a strong, deep team. Carl, you did a good job here. I like this one. Tony, this is your first time. Let's see what you did here. Matthew Stafford, Brandon Ayuk, Mike Evans, J.K. Dobbins, Josh Jacobs, Robert Tonyan, Amari Cooper, Harrison Butker, Washington defense, Raheem Mostert, Deontay Johnson, Michael Carter, David Johnson, Kenny Galladay, Jerry Jeudy. For your starters, I think you lack star power, but your depth might be the strongest of all the drafts. So, Tony, you did a good job. There's a reason you could be ranked high. And I don't know who else. I think that I've covered most of the teams at this point.
Good job. Thank you for filling time there.
So, guys, thank you for joining us for this stream. I will say, if you guys got Amazon Prime, please subscribe to us. Help us. Your subscription will help us produce great fantasy football content to help you get through your drafts. We are very happy to join you. You can join us on the Discord. What's that link?
Tiny.cc. Tiny URL. Let me check this out. tinyurl.cc/fball absurdity. Or just search Discord football absurdity.
And what other plugs should we be doing here? I don't usually do the plug part.
The Prime report card's out, so we're good. The Prime subs are free for the person who's subbing.
Yeah.
And they get us money. let's view the mock draft report card, which again
Ooh.
gave me way too high of a grade.
You got an A+?
Yeah, 97. Way too
What
high.
did I get?
Probably an A. You're second place.
I'm second place?
Yeah.
That's because you stole those guys from me. I
Yeah.
don't like it at all.
Tony's third.
Yeah, for your first draft, not too bad. I only got an A. Interesting.
I would have given myself a B+. I needed work with wide receivers, and I didn't get enough of those guys who win you playoff games. You know, the guys who come on strong
Yeah.
late.
See, I would have given myself an A-, honestly. I feel like I got, but also the thing that I got out of this draft, I pretty much got most of the guys I want. I lost out on some bench guys, but the bench guys are the least important to me because I will be combing the waiver wire. I'm very good at playing the waiver wire game, and the bottom third of your roster is going to be constantly churned anyway. So
See, I'm really
those
bad
don't
at
really-
it, and that's why I don't have any time for it, and that's why I came up with a auction strategy and a toolbox bench strategy. And most importantly, we all win because I now have a whole 2 hours more, almost 100% human data. Nobody else has this.
So I will say, guys, thank you for joining us on the stream. This has been a lot of fun. We will see you next Saturday when we go through this.
All right, thanks, and I'll have things a little more under control in my household. I promise. All right. See you guys.
Honestly, I think it adds to the charm personally.
mock draft Mondays, and you'll see us next. Jeff is going to do a mock draft, and he has a special guest. I don't know who it is, but it's going to be Monday at 1 p.m. PST. See you then. Love y'all.